Hey guys, I just want to address something I seen today. I do follow people on YouTube that resell. This is what got me into the YouTube and business, of which I hate doing videos and I hate editing them. But my little app on my phone is working out great. I have one on my computer. It's more fancy and I don't understand half of it. But anyway, I do want to address the situation of what I saw today on a YouTube channel, ADH Pickers, I think is what it's called. And he has quit his job, his main job. I don't know what he earned, to do eBay full time. So I think it's funny that all these people have commented, and I don't know how to play the little video for you. I don't have permission to do that from him anyway, because I don't know him. But it basically, I guess people were saying, you shouldn't quit a full-time job. You got kids to support and all this stuff. So I'm going to put this out there as a person who has experience throughout the years, not on YouTube, but reselling. So I have been a paramedic. I've been a vet tech. I've had jobs here and there. I've been in management. I've done all kinds of stuff throughout the years. And 57 years of most, 75% of that working, because I worked since I was 16. And also being raised by parents who, my mom worked part-time jobs, but my dad was the sole provider. And he had gotten into a situation of where he could not work, but he couldn't get disability because he was a mechanic. And he was, the fumes and things, and back then, things were different, long time ago, carbon monoxide poisoning and stuff. So he was just suffering from that. So he could never get disability. And he had done many different things in his life, but by this time, he was getting older. And so when he couldn't mechanic anymore, he went to something called what you call Old Kentucky Horse Traders. And so basically he was a reseller, only he specialized in trading guns, knives, and things like that. And anything that he thought he could flip and make a profit at. Now, he did it all in person. None of this was on online, which has created a lot more huger audience for that, right? So back in that day, my dad, who knew what he was doing, he knew his stuff, he would go to a place in Franklin, Tennessee every Saturday, and he would trade. And he would buy stuff and trade and make money off of it. So when you say that somebody who's selling and flipping used items and stuff online can't make a living at it, I beg to differ. Now, I'm not going to say he was ever rich, but I will tell you this. My father knew how to manage money, and he did not spend it unwisely, and he definitely didn't do credit cards, I'll tell you that much. And he used to get offers for credit cards all the time. I'd say, Dad, why don't you take a credit card? I don't do credit. He wouldn't even do that on buying a car. So basically, my dad had cash in his pocket to buy cars. Now, back then, of course, in the day, they was a lot cheaper. But his reselling provided us food. He paid his house off in 5 years. And he was always able to buy anything needful that we needed. Now, he didn't splurge, that kind of thing. But when he died, he still left my mom a little chunk of money to live on for a while. It wasn't a huge amount, but it was enough for the way that they lived anyway. But he certainly was able to pay his bills and pay stuff off and pay cash for stuff. So he made a living doing this. And I don't know that was even the most popular time for resellers and used merchandise, like it's kicking back now because people can't afford anything else. Yeah, eBay's a little higher, blah, 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 but it's still not as high as buying retail. And if it's like new, what the heck, right? Half price, whatever. So then he taught me at the age of 10 how to do that kind of stuff. So at the age of 10, I had $10 to my name, my allowance money or whatever I saved up. And he introduced me to a woman who had a bunch of Harlequin romance books. If y'all know what those are. And she wanted 10 cents a piece for them. She had 100 of them. So I gave her my $10 at 10 cents a piece. I bought those books, took them, and I flipped them in my front yard in Ohio and sold them for 25 cents a piece and made $15. I was excited. So from that point on, I was hooked. So I'd done it on and off for years. And this is how sometimes I raise my daughter, making more doing that sometimes and getting to still be with her. And she would go with me to the flea markets, even though she's little, making money to pay our bills. I mean, I can even remember one time in the cold, and this was Ohio, but I had my baby bundled up, but I was a single mom raising her, didn't have anybody else, and I needed to go make some money, and I had to go set up at a flea market in the cold, but she was plenty warm, so don't let that bother you. And that comes first. And, you know, to be able to finish paying my rent, and I did. So, but I also worked jobs and so on and so forth. But then I also spent, I guess she was probably about 4 or 5 years old when I started flea marketing first time, or full time, for a while, to put myself through school. And I was able to pay my bills and put myself through school, selling at flea markets. Now, the online thing obviously wasn't really going on yet. Then, years later, 8 years ago, I started doing, I opened a little home decor shop. First, it was a pallet shop where you buy pallets, and I sold things with dollar bins and stuff like that. Then I switched it over to home decor, which I had done a few years past at a craft store that my sister and me both ran. I went back into the home decor thing and started selling live on Facebook. Made a decent living doing that. I've provided us with vacations doing that, help pay bills. My husband works, and so there is another income, true, but I still probably could have made it just doing that if it was just me on my own again. So it can be done. It can be done. And this guy has a huge following, and he's got a lot of followers on his YouTube. So he does whatnot. So guys, just putting it out there as somebody who's 57 years old and has done this throughout the years, even though I haven't been on YouTube and I haven't been selling on eBay for as long. Yeah, it can be done. So quit knocking it, because he will have the privilege of being home, maybe do things with his kids he couldn't do before, whatever their sports they're in or whatever, because somebody working for somebody else does not have that luxury of taking off when they want to. And you work more hours on an average working for yourself than you do for any company. So I work a heck of a lot longer for myself, sometimes not even making the money that I probably could somewhere else. But if I want to take off for the week and go riding, because we like to go in the woods and take our side-by-side, if I want to go on a little mini vacation, if I can afford it, if I just want to sit on my butt all day because I don't feel good, I'm sick or something, I have that opportunity, even though other days I'm working 15 hours a day. Today's going to be another long day, and I'm having a yard sale on Friday, and I've got to go tonight and get some stuff done there, not to mention on my eBay today and everything else. So, guys, really, don't knock it till you try it. It is not for everybody, and it is a process, and it is a build-up. But this guy's been doing it for a while, and he was part-time at it and then decided to quit his job. He's got smaller kids than I do, but I raised my first daughter doing this kind of stuff. So I can promise you it can pan out. You might not ever get rich, but I don't think any of us is going to get rich working for companies either. So, because I've done both sides. So, and I went to school twice, and I certainly wasn't getting rich off of any of that. So, yeah, so don't knock it till you try it. So anyway, if you like my channel, please subscribe, because I'm little. Appreciate y'all subscribing and liking and viewing these videos and help build me up, because YouTube's all new for me. We do have a Claiborne Paranormal page too that I need to get some more videos on there that I've been procrastinating. So, and we do have Facebook Live. So I will post all those in the comments. And just help us out. And small businesses count, just like all lives count, right? So join us for the next one. Bye. So I just recently today sold this club pan, $22 on eBay. I did promote it, so I won't get as much because of between fees and promotion fees. I think I paid, I want to say $2.99 or $3.99 maybe. I can't remember if I bought this at a thrift store, or I know I bought it at a thrift store. I can't remember which one. So $3 or $4. So not a bad deal. It's just an old club club pan, so I'm going to ship that here in just a minute. But I want to discuss stuff about vacation mode on your eBay. So we just got back from vacation on, let's see, we come back Friday. And this is Thursday, so a little less than a week ago we got back. And right before I went on vacation, I had 2 items that sold about 4 days prior to us leaving for vacation. And I kept messaging the 2 people saying, hey, you got to pay for this before I leave on Thursday afternoon. I can ship it Thursday morning. No response, no response. One lady said, that's fine. I don't want it shipped until later anyway. Something about, I don't know where she was at or something. I don't know. But she ended up paying, never fails, she paid the day of, after we'd already gone on the road. I think we left about 3 o'clock, 3:30, and she paid as we were traveling down the road, she pays. And then the other person paid the day after. Okay, so I had already put my eBay on vacation mode, time away mode. And when that occurred, that they had, pre-purchased the item before my vacation mode, even though they didn't pay till after I had it on vacation mode, it still dinged me for not shipping on time. So I had 2 items that did not get shipped until way past the time that is allocated on my shop. So that really stunk. I don't really see any effects of it. I don't know. I just know that my sales are really slow. Now, I'm not a big, I'm growing my shop, so on and so forth, but I'm not huge like some of these people who might do $1,000 a week or something. I'm nowhere near that. But, but it certainly did slow things down this week. Now, last week while we were on vacation, I left it on where they could still purchase, but it was supposed to give them a heads up that we were going on vacation, and so shipping would not be. And I don't know how that works on there. All I know is I had a couple people. Well, I had one person in particular, are you going to ship this item? And I'm like, I'm on vacation and eBay should have notified you. Because I could have hid it where it's completely closed through that week, but I thought, well, why do that if I can still make sales, but it's notified that the shipping won't be until 3 days after I return from vacation. Within that 3 days, why not just go ahead and do that? So nobody else had anything else to say, but I did start messaging when this person said, are you going to ship this item? And it was just a belt. And it kind of turned a little negative. So I'll probably end up with negative feedback on that. But because they got really snippy with me, and I just don't do well with that. So, anyway, the people did not know I was on vacation. So I don't know if they just didn't pay attention, and what they were notified was they bought it. I don't know if it pops up and says buyer or seller is away. I don't know how it works. If you know, put it on the comments how that works, because I haven't bought anything where somebody was on vacation, so I don't know how it notifies you. But most people were like, no problem. And then one person, oh, thanks for letting me know, because I was wondering what was taking so long. So be aware of that if you are selling on eBay, that you might want to either completely turn your store off, or you might want to make sure every time somebody buys something, you message them and say, hey, I'm on vacation. I hope eBay notified you, or will not be shipping until blah, blah, blah. Now, the shipping dates on there were accurate. It was saying ship by certain dates, which was when we would have returned, and gave me ample time to ship it. So that wasn't a problem, except for the first 2 purchases of that was done prior to me going on vacation, but not paid for. Now, my shop says I probably need to change it to immediately, and maybe I'll get a better response. I don't have that many that don't pay right away, but I have had a few people that's kept me hanging. One never did pay and asked me to wait and blah, 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 and they never did pay. So, but that's rare that happens. So this person, so these people, I've lost my train of thought, were just didn't pay in the 3 days time. They had plenty of time to do so before I went on vacation, because I actually put it on vacation mode for first thing that Thursday morning, and it still missed the mark on showing it when I would actually ship it. So I don't know what the deal was with that. It seems like to me that if I sell something and the person doesn't pay for it on time, that it should update it to say that I'm on vacation now, so you're going to have to wait. But it did not do that. So be aware of that on eBay. Macari, Poshmark, and all of them, I never had any problems. I don't, I sell once in a while on there. Nothing like with eBay. So I don't know if that has affected my sales this week or what. I don't know, because I have promoted some stuff and I have made offers on stuff, and I still only had 2 sales this week. Whereas the week I was on vacation, of course, while I'm on vacation, I had like 10 sales in like 2 days or something. So, it figures. But anyway, just be wary of that. So apparently sellers cannot take a vacation. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to ship this item and see what else we come up with. Please subscribe and like the channel. We sure would appreciate it. We're just a small business trying to make a go here in this crazy world. So we would really appreciate that subscription. Thank you.